Thank you for tuning in. This is ECCSC Live. My name is Tyrone Muhammad. I'm your host. Thank you once again. Before we even get started, tune in and call in at 312-738-1060. That's 312-738-1060. Change that background. 312-738-1060. Thank you for tuning in. People, we just had a mayoral race. We have two black women. One will potentially be our next mayor. I will say to you that that's an exciting thing. In the grand scheme of it all. But in the end, we have to make sure, whether they're black, white, Asian, Latino, that our interests are served. ECCSC, Ex-Cons for Community and Social Change. Our interest is reducing recidivism, prison reform, re-entry, proper transition back in society after having served our debt to society. We have been given an opportunity to be an example to society as it relates to having served our time and then coming back out into society and contributing. We know about the violence. We know about the destruction in society. If we don't do it, the men who have taken responsibility, the men who that once perpetrated violence and no longer contribute to the madness and the ills that is the society madness, we have to take full responsibility to change it. That's what ECCSC is all about. You already know that. And hopefully you will join in and assist us in bettering our communities. 312-738-1060. We're looking to hear from you tonight. So let's say this. In 2015, just a little tidbit in case you didn't know, Illinois Department of Correction, the Illinois, committed $1.4 billion of taxpayers' money to the Illinois Department of Correction. $1.4 billion out of a budget of $8 billion. From what I understand, Illinois has a budget of $8 billion for the whole state. 1.4 million of that was committed to IDOC. That tells you how important prison is to Illinois. But in that system are men that look like me and you. And I'm assuming that more than, when I say me and you, there are white men in prison. There are brown men in prison. Black men and even Asian men in prison. And I'm telling you, at some point, everyone in the city or the state will have someone they know that's in prison, personally, that's in prison, or a family member that's in prison, or someone, like I say, that they know that's in prison. Also, when we look at the Austin community, we talking about 551 million committed for prison of just those residents that come back into the Austin community or have been in prison. Then when we go to Humboldt Park, 93 million has been committed just from that area. Then we're talking North Lawndale. Let's just say 241 million of the taxpayer dollars that has been committed to guys from those areas in prison. Then we go to West Inglewood. $197 million committed to prison, to house prisoners, just from the areas, man, that I'm mentioning. And even in Roseland has a total of 149 million. So when we just think of just the fact that these men ultimately return back to society, we have over 30,000 men a year from 13 to 15 have returned back into society. 39% of those, out of 30,000 rather, 39% of those, that 30,000 come back to Chicagoland. That means everyone else spread out throughout the state. But 39% of those men come back to Chicago. These are real statistics. These are hard facts. So if these men are coming back to society, coming back to the communities from which they was plucked from, or that crime was committed in these various communities, oftentimes they end up back in the same communities where they committed crimes. All crimes are unnecessarily violent crimes. The prison industrial complex constantly flips over with petty cases, drug cases, thefts, people who have substance abuse issues that then do petty or minor crimes. Then they end up in prison, right back out with these 6 months, 1 year, 3 year bits, and that the recidivism rate, they cost the taxpayer money over and over. Instead of committing most of these people to a mental health or substance abuse program to save taxpayers' dollars, we end up putting them in prison, and the prisons has essentially become the new mental health facilities. Also drug treatment centers, where they get more treatment in prison than they do when they're out in society. Why am I telling you this? The next mayor, I guarantee you, don't have any idea about these numbers that I just quoted to you. The next mayor need to know about these numbers, because in the end, from what I see and from statistics and from the mapping that I saw, Toni Preckwinkle, Lori Lightfoot, their votes didn't come from, the majority of their votes didn't come from Inglewood. Didn't come from Lawndale, West Inglewood. Didn't come from Roseland. Didn't come from Austin or Humboldt Park area. The majority of their votes came from affluent locations and places. Oh, they stifled votes from various locations and areas. Primarily, African American and brown people was left out of that equation as it relates to these two candidates that's running. You all know that ECCSC, those who follow us, held the mayoral forum. Those two individuals invited. They didn't show up. In fact, Toni Preckwinkle didn't even return our call. Lori Lightfoot didn't even return our call. Out of the 6 candidates that was there, you already know what that was. They wasn't even close to them two individuals. So what I'm saying to you is that we have to, for the formerly incarcerated, since you all my constituents and I represent you all in y'all issues, the families of the incarcerated, formerly incarcerated, I represent you all. What I'm saying to you is it's time to hold these individuals accountable. Throughout the whole campaign trail for mayor, every one of these individuals talked about prison reform, talked about reducing recidivism, talked about reentry, allowing and helping prisoners to properly navigate their way back into society. You all know my motto. I always say, or my adage in that case, how is it that society, or in this case, Illinois, IDOC, have all the money in the world to keep our bodies confined and housed, clothed and fed. But rarely any money, hardly any money for re-entry. They have more money geared towards parole officers and keeping us in line than they do money towards re-entry and helping us to conform in a way that allow us to be productive men and women when we come home. And that's another issue. We have to spend more time on women issues. I can't do it by myself. I need the sisters who've been incarcerated before to step up to the plate and say, here we are. We want to be a part of ECCSC to help you, brother, navigate the women. That's not what I do. I'm not going to bring a bunch of women in and then try to tell them how they should be women in this whole situation, and I've never experienced prison from a woman's perspective. I can tell you how I feel to be a prisoner as a man. So this ECCSC is not just exclusively for the brothers who return home and ex-felons that are male, but it's also for our sisters as well. So we need your support and your help in that. Remember, if you got any comment or question, give me a call, 312-738-1060. Once again, 312-738-1060. 1060. I put a challenge out there to a few brothers, Antoine Hood Hope, and a few other brothers and sisters who tune in to me, to begin to start a serious mentoring program. Me, myself, my goal is to grab 20 young men from age 10 or 11 to 18. 20 young men that we are responsible for. You know, you have a lot of brothers that's listening. You have a lot of sisters out there that's struggling, man, to deal with these young teenage boys, the single parents. We always pass judgment on these young men, but yet these young men never really had a positive role model or male figure in their life to emulate. So here we are. This is just another component of what ECCSC do. We need to be able to grab somebody, teach somebody. Because if we don't grab somebody, teach somebody, the wrong characters will grab them and teach them the wrong character. We must instill and impart some values in these young brothers, whether they all the children, the whole world of children is ours. We should view it that way. We should view it that way. Hopefully, I pray and I thank God that we get the attention that we need, we get as ECCSC, we're building and we're trying to stretch out. But we can't help everybody. So, brothers, I challenge y'all. We're about to do some stuff real soon with Hood Hope out there and around the 71st Street area over there. I think that's the 5th Ward. And with Will Calloway, you know, doing great over there, man. And always been the pillar in that community. We want to be able to support his efforts outside of the politics of everything. He's a genuinely good brother over there, and the people respect him. So I support them over there in the 5th Ward to do what it is that they need to do in terms of getting out the message to the people and reaching out to the youth. So I'm going to take a challenge to have 20 young men that I sign up, that's on my list of young men that I mentor, that can have my number and call me when they need assistance and support. Checking in, that means, brothers, that don't just mean you put 20 brothers on your list. That means you put 20 young men on your list who you actually go visit the schools. You actually have an active role in going to a basketball game, baseball, football, sports activity. Actually carve out time to go to a movie, to go to dinner, to actually spend time with these young men, man, and instilling in them some values, respect. Because these young brothers have no respect for women. They have no self-respect, first of all. They have no respect for their own parents, man. They have no respect for their single parent mother who struggle to make sure they have everything they need to survive in this world. So with that being said, I'm saying I challenge you And whoever accept the challenge, y'all know how to inbox me and say I accept the challenge. I'm gonna find my 20, and I guarantee you we can start a trend in Chicago. That's just the beginning, man. I could talk all day about that issue and the value of having our sons and our daughters and women. Y'all have to find 20 young ladies to mentor. What you talking about? These young girls is running crazy out here and with no guidance and instruction. In fact, I go in schools and grammar schools. I've been in schools with Tracy and a few other people, and these girls are worse than the men. These girls will kill and stab each other, for real. We have to be more proactive as it relates to our youth. I'm saying I'm not sitting here just talking. I've done it. I do it. I have to get back into it. But right now I have a caller coming through. Caller, comment, question, concerns.
How you doing, Brother Ty?
What's up, man? Who's this?
It's Ricky Skills.
What's up, Skills? Okay, all right, Skills. Y'all know Rick called me Frontline Ty. He started. That's his coin. He coined that. So go and get the T-shirts ready. Get your money off them shirts, Skills.
Hey, so what me and my buddy working on?
Yes, sir.
We just opened up a store on 31st in Indiana.
When you was gonna tell me about this?
I was gonna let you know, man. Let me take care of the business first.
All right.
But it'll be open March 9th. And what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be teaching trades, bro. We're gonna be teaching how to do silk screen, clothing lines, art. Because this is how I came up out the streets, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? When I got out the penitentiary, in the 80s and the 90s, man, they was Xing us out with jobs. So by me being who I am, I said I got a trade. I made it in the joint.
Right.
So I could do this in the street.
Right.
So since I did it for myself, I think I owe it to the kids, man, because I was a bad leader in the past.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I owe it to the streets. That's why when I do tattoos for them, bro, they come to me. They want this crazy stuff, man. I change their mind. And now they come back and they be like, man, Skills, I be wanting to talk to you. And I give them my number, man. See, the thing about it, they don't have nobody to talk to. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because society has put a fearmonger spirit on people against our kids.
Yes, sir.
These our kids, I ain't gonna never be scared of our kids. You know what I'm saying? But if they don't have nobody to turn to, then they just gonna go off of what they know.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna take us, man.
Hey, it takes us.
If they can't
it takes us to save us.
Yes, sir. Because they're not gonna do it.
They not gonna do it. Once again, real quick, still tell the people the address and go over again what it is you trying to do. And this is your way. I still need 20 children. I still need 20 young men out of you. If you get it from that space, then good. I want a list of your 20 and everybody being held accountable for that 20.
Hey, bro, that's the whole point of me even joining forces with this brother with this stuff.
That's right.
Because he like little guys I got clothing line, but they don't have no platform.
Right.
So he's giving them a platform to be presented. And he talking about opening, like he got deals to open these stores all over the country. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So we don't need young, intelligent, talented brothers and sisters. That's the whole point. But, you already know I'm up at Project Hood, 6330 South King Drive with you.
Sir. No doubt.
And the spot we're opening up is called Chicago Culture. It's 217 East 31st Street.
217 East 31st Street, Chicago Culture.
Yes, sir. And our grand opening is March 9th.
All right. Man, make sure Make sure it's in my memory, but you make sure you send me that so I can share it on my social media platform. Get your flyers and everything together so we can push it, man, because that's what it's about. Us collaborating and us building together to do a whole bunch, because all we need to do is a little bit. But when we come together, we do a lot, bro.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's about everybody talking about, well, it ain't got nothing to do with me. It do got something to do when you walk outside and you ain't safe in your own neighborhood.
That's right.
That's crazy.
But you know what it is, Skills? And I'm gonna just say thank you, and I'm gonna probably close out with this. You know, I'm gonna say, so thank you for tuning in, brother. You got a website, email, anything that the people can contact you with?
Well, yeah, right now, man, all they can do is hit my page, Louis Ricky Skills Porter. Practically everybody know me. You know, but I got 2 websites being built right now for that purpose, bro.
All right, bro. So listen.
And I'm working with a neuroscientist, bro, because we hoping people change their paradigms and get out of the victim state of mind.
Yes, sir.
So I'm working on both ends, bro.
Well, listen, you know what we at. You know how we do. We always support one another, man. And I thank you for calling in and letting us know about that. That's just another extension for me to take my children that I mentor over there to your location so that they can learn the skill as well. All right, Skills. Thank you, boy.
You know I'm with you 100, brother.
All right, peace. So, you see, that's what it's about, people. Collaborating. Finding those who have common interests and common concerns as you do. I don't know no one in the world, even a tyrant, want to be safe. Even a tyrant want to be at peace when he lay his head down. Even a tyrant would love to walk outside of his neighborhood, his immediate living quarters and space, and find peace, man. We have our women and children, they can't even walk down the street, brothers and sisters, without being violated or a potential victim of some madness that ultimately, man, I think there's no one that's irredeemable. These young brothers come from something and someone. God don't make mistake when he create life. God don't make mistake when you make it through, as they say, the vicissitudes of life, coming through that womb and being birthed into this world. We wasting too many lives in the grave over senseless nonsense. We walk past these young brothers and we say nothing. It's like every young child is my son or daughter. But if I act like that, I would never get nothing done, even for myself. I can't say to the world, I need your help, but I'm not trying to save one. I'm not trying to save one. You can't save one and thinking you're going to save society. Because the one you save, you got a 99 slipping through the cracks. You would never catch up. You would never catch up if your idea about your service is, I just serve one. I say, yeah, that's cool if it's your own. But it's never ultimately what's in your house that destroys you. It's the things outside most of the time that you thought you had, that you ignored. We have to see everyone and everybody, as a whole global family in this peace thing. So once again, to contact us, eccsc.info. That's eccsc.info. Just like Skills, we're building out our website to be more interactive, to have more information. And we're working on tabs and different stuff that we need to create so that the people can feel like they got a place to find information. Man, in the last 7 to 8 days, I done had so many brothers contacting me talking about a job. Those I'm able to help and those some I'm not. But I'm just telling you, we need help. We have to help ourselves. We waiting on these politicians. We keep voting people in office. But guys like us who out here actually putting in the work and get in the grassroots, like the Skills, Hood Hope, all these different people that's out here that's really putting in that work. And all the sisters that's working on the front line to make things different and better for their children and their community, man, resources have to come to them. We have to make sure these politicians understand that resources have to come to our children. So with that being said, I once again go to our website, eccsc.info, leave us your email and a message, and help us build out what it is we're trying to build out for the safety and protection of our community. You can also visit me, of course, on my Facebook page and ECCSC Facebook page. Please like the page, and we on YouTube. Go to YouTube, Tyrone Muhammad YouTube page, and subscribe and like it. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and stay on your toes, be active, and be prayerful, and stay safe out there, people. Peace.